What's up, YouTube? Sunny here again. It's kind of a cloudy weather here in Barcelona, and not bad to make a video, a very interesting video, because there's something I kind of learned while growing up. You know, in life, if you don't analyze the things you do wrong, you will never advance. You know, this is something in life that has always been with me since my journey as growing up, since I was a kid. And I always analyze my own mistake and try to be better and try to correct them for the next challenge, you know, because without you solving the challenge in front of you, I don't know how you're going to solve the next challenge. So I'm just going to come here and just talk about an interesting topic which has been coming around the whole of sporting world, most especially football world. Jamie Carragher, we all know this guy as a Liverpool great, a Liverpool legend, who also has a lot uh, of of international games with English national team. Came out in the other day in Sky Sports and bashed the African Cup of Nations, saying that Mo Salah will never win a Ballon d'Or because he doesn't consider Afcon, which is African Cup of Nations, a major tournament. So this statement brought out a lot of debate in the sporting world. I'm an African, born and brought up in Africa, and I'm not going to lie to you guys. It's not because of I want to accept what he says, because what he says, what Jamie Carragher said, was absolutely wrong, and for him to bash it the way he bash on that comment, the thing that even get people pissed off, most especially we Africans, because we also follow Sky Sports as well, which is a very big sporting platform. The thing wasn't just the words he said. The thing that got a lot of people pissed off was Michael Richards, I mean, the former Manchester City defender, and Daniel Sturridge, which is a former Chelsea striker and Liverpool striker, which have also played alongside Jamie Carragher, told him that, hey, Afcon, for you to understand, is a major tournament. And the way he reacted, like, nah, that's a crap. You know, that gets a lot of people pissed off. And I understand them because it felt like Afcon is not valid anymore because we are Africans. And first, let me tell you something, guys. Let us judge positively, not just negatively. If we're going to bring it in a realm of scheme, in a way that everybody in a neutral ground, we all will come out and say, Jamie Carragher, what he says was absolutely wrong. And I agree with all of you, not especially we Africans, that what Jamie Carragher said was absolutely wrong. For somebody who hasn't won an international tournament, for somebody who hasn't won a Premier League, the only thing he won was a Champions League. And the Champions League he won was a miraculous Champions League. And for him to come outside and say Afcon is not a major tournament is really bad for his own image, because according to the reports, he might lose his job. And a lot of superstars, for example, Rio Ferdinand, John Mikel Obi, have already attacked him, and many other people have already attacked him. But guys, I'm going to be honest with you. He's wrong, but let us look at ourselves, Africans. Let's look at ourselves. This is not his fault for saying that. It's fault of people who organize this African Cup of Nations. The fault of those African brothers who have played in the tournament for a long time. If you look at Euro Cup, this European league that they play, this international European league cup they play, it is well managed. The media is amazing. The coverage is amazing. The commentaries, top notch. They put a lot of effort, a lot of money to be able to make that Euro Cup amazing tournament. Let's talk about the last Euro 2024 that just got in. It was hosted in Germany. Look at the way the German hosted it. Top notch. Tell me one African Cup of Nations which have been hosted the way they've hosted the European League. If you look at the most of the our African players, why did they go play in Europe? In Europe, why did they go play in Europe? Why did they go play in Europe? And I kind of understand what he's saying, Jamie Carragher, but I don't agree with him. But I kind of understand what he's saying. He also said, if you're in Copa America, listen, a Copa American Ballon d'Or, a Copa America player, Brazil, Argentina, anywhere, if they win Copa America, it's still a well-known tournament than Africa. Why? Because you have Ronaldinho, you've had Pele, you have Lionel Messi, who's arguably the best player in the history of football. You're talking of people who have made name for themselves. And they made their own Copa America a big tournament. But you will never see an African tournament. For example, the last Afcon that just took place in Cote d'Ivoire, the stadium was only filled when the home team were playing. The stadium was only filled when the home team were playing. But if you look at the other national teams, like for example, Egypt, Nigeria, South Africa, all these people, when they are playing, the stadium feels kind of empty. Some of the coverage, the coverage that was made in that Afcon, there was no good commentaries. The pitch was bad. I mean, the level, the quality of our football in Africa isn't as good compared to that in Europe. Copa America, I would say, also have bad pitch. But the way the players made their league important to them, and whenever you watch Copa America, the stadium is always filled. Brazil against Colombia, it is filled up. Venezuela against Chile, it is filled up because their country, they take pride in watching their country play. So if Jamie Carragher come out and said that, it's a slap in the face to African football. And this should be really a big warning to those people organizing this tournament. Because, for example, if you go to African League, the only league I think that is making effort is South Africa. Then you could talk of Morocco, Tunisia, and Egypt. The rest of African League are going down. You cannot mention one league, one club in African continent, one big club apart from Al Ahly. We're talking of Zamalek, and these people are from Tunisia, Egypt, Casablanca of Morocco. If you look at all this league, and Africa is not just a country, it's a continent. The African leaders, the sporting leaders in Africa need to take note about this, need to promote the League of African Football, need to promote most especially the biggest prestigious tournament in Africa, which is the African Cup of Nations. They need to put a lot of money, a lot of effort, a lot of media, a lot of commentaries. The stadium has to be filled. It has to be it has to be like a World Cup. And that is why Jamie Carragher said the other day, that is not a major tournament, which is an insult, which is a slap in the face to African football. But let me tell you something. Although I don't agree with him, but it's kind of right, because if you look at Raymond's game, if you go to the English national team, let's talk about the English national team for a little bit. 8 or 9 of them are African players. Why didn't they leave England to come and play in their respective African countries, original African countries? Go to Portugal, half of them are African players. Go to France that just won the World Cup. 99% of them are African players. Why did they choose to play for Europe? Because the highs, the money, the quality, the image, everything is top notch. So why can't we Africans learn from that? Why can't the leaders, people who knows that football, they know there is war in different kinds of parts of the world, but what unites Africa, what unites the world is football. Why don't you put a lot of money in, at least, if you don't even put it in your league, at least put it in African Cup of Nations, which is a major tournament, and make the worldwide watch? Because I'm telling you, Africans has lots and lots of talents. If you look at the just concluded World Cup, Morocco got to the semi-final. Morocco beat the likes of Spain, which has one of the best leagues in the world. Beat the likes of Portugal, which has one of the best leagues in the world. Beat a lot of this country. But when Morocco come to African soil, they kind of lose to South Africa, who has never, the only time they qualify for the World Cup was the time they hosted the World Cup. You see the light of Egypt, Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire. Whenever they go to the World Cup, they get far to the World Cup because of the talent, because of there is a good there are good players in Africa. But when they come to the African soil, you see them struggling. The pitch is bad, the coverage is not. If the stadium looks empty, you go to a World Cup, even if your country is playing, you go to a World Cup, it is always filled up because it is a World Cup. The people hosting it are kind of making it a big tournament. So why can't Africa learn from Europe? If you look at the just concluded Euro 2024, Czech Republic or Poland, when they play together, you see that field, that stadium is filled up with their country people. They come out to support their country. Why can't African do that? Why can't the president, the people governing the Africa, charter a lot of planes for countries to come and support the African countries? Why can't they do that? Why can't they put money and effort in the pitch and make sure that the tournament has one of the best pitches in the world to show the talent of African footballers? Why can't the African countries, the people who are involved in African sports governing body or whatever they call it, why can't they put a lot of effort in the coverage, in the commentaries? I heard there was one of the game I watched in Africa, the last African Cup of Nations won by Cote d'Ivoire. One of the match I watched, the coverage was just bad. Sometimes it went off. The commentary was just bad. Sometimes it went off. You see they will be playing, Africans will be playing World Cup qualifier. You will not be able to watch your country play because the country they went to play, they don't have the coverage. So why are you coming out here to blame Carragher? Why are you coming out here to blame Carragher for what he says? I don't agree with Carragher. I mean, Carragher disrespected African football. I understand. But let us look at ourselves. Let us not take that as an insult. Let us take that as a point of motivation. That this next Afcon, Morocco, they are the one that hosting this Afcon. This next Afcon that is going to happen in Morocco, why can't Morocco use this as a point of motivation to make sure that the field that are going to play the African Cup of Nations will be a massive improvement? Because knowing fully well that Morocco will be one of the people that are going to host World Cup in next 8 to 9 years, I think next 8 to 9 years. So guys, honestly, I don't know why most people are coming here to attack Jamie Carragher. I understand your anger. I understand the anger of a lot of African people. And let me correct Jamie Carragher. African Cup of Nations is a major tournament. And ask Salah why hasn't he won it? Because it is difficult to win it. It is so difficult to win it. Super difficult to win it. I don't think the England of Euro, the Portugal of Euro, the biggest Spanish team of Euro will come to African soil and win the African Cup of Nations. It is impossible. The weather will disturb you. The bad pitches will disturb you. And there are lots of talent. It's very physical. So let's promote our own African football. If you can't promote your league, promote the most prestigious African tournament in the history, which is the African Cup of Nations. Uniting the whole African teams and coming them together and to challenge for a goal, which is the African Cup of Nations trophy. Make sure that your league, your trophy, your Cup of Nations is well covered. The coverage is good. The pitch is amazing. The commentary should be top notch. Your social media, people who is in charge, the person who is in charge of Afcon should make sure that he promotes that Afcon the best way possible. And let me now come and let Jamie Carragher come out tomorrow and say the same thing he said the other day. Y'all should not just come out and just bash Jamie Carragher and not look at the things you people are doing wrong. I hope this statement of Jamie Carragher be a point of reflection to Morocco, because you people are the one hosting the next African Cup of Nations and want to see improvement. Want to see a massive improvement. You want the social media of Afcon to take full responsibility. Make sure that you promote that Cup of Nations. Give us if the pitch are nice, you will give us quality football. And if Egypt at the moment face England, there's a possibility that Egypt beat England. The African players who are playing for England, when they lost the final, when they lost, they were criticizing those black players. Those ones that were playing for England. They were criticizing them. If you had made your own African Afcon one of the best tournament to watch, tell me if those people won't be eager to play for their own original national country. Tell me. Let's learn from this. Let's not just argue with Jamie Carragher. Let's just be very, very focused on what we are doing. Focus on what we could be able to do better. Not just come here and just attack somebody for what he says. I disagree with him, but we should learn from this. Like, comment, subscribe, and Morocco, you're the next host of the African Cup of Nations. We hope to see a better job. Guys, let me know what you think about the video. Guys, I'm improving this channel. It's for you guys. Love you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.